Yo, what's up? What it is? What do you do? How are you doing? I believe and hope and trust that you're doing well and you're keeping on pushing and doing the best that you could to get it done in this life. And so far in this first quarter of 2023, you guys have shown me a lot of love. You've shown us so much great love on this channel, and because of that, this month going forward, we are going and we're trusting that we're going to give you content after content, value after value. Thank you for the love. Thank you for those who've subscribed. And if you're there and you feel that this content is great and better for you, share it with another friend. I believe the more the merrier, and we can get better with this. And even for those of us who have joined me on TikTok, thank you so much. You can get me at Dan N Mwangi with a G at the end, and we are growing this family to be a great community of help. And we are also on audio platform, that is on Spotify. Find me at Daniel Mwangi and let's get interactive. This is going to be one amazing quarter of this year, and even as we are looking forward to quarter two and looking at some of the goals that we do have, most of us have financial goals, but unfortunately the times are hard. But even if times are hard, we are going to go harder. But in this case, some of us, even most of us, one point or the other, we are always finding ourselves declaring that we are broke and saying and talking out loud and saying truly that I'm broke. It can be a case of truth, but it can also be a fallacy. And this is what I mean. You can't call yourself broke while you have so much opportunity that is lying around yourself. And even as I go meeting up with people and talking with some of them, you hear everyone complaining that they have so much month left at the end of the money. And you keep on asking yourself, are we meant to be broke? Can we just for a moment think of ourselves as people who can grow into a financial independent lifestyle, whereby you are financially free to take up on any financial challenge, including a hyperinflation? Now, when you look at being broke, there are four aspects, or actually four factors that may lead us to being broke. There could be a bonus one, as I always do on this channel. There is a bonus one at the end of this video, but let us look at these four major factors that may lead us to being broke. And the first one is the mindset. Poverty is actually a compounding effect of our mindset and habits. We're going to look at habits later on, but let's look at this aspect called the mindset. Each and every other time when you look at yourself or you look at your situation and you just say that I'm born with this and I'm going to stay here, you are always going to remain poor or broke. Our mindset is always going to take us as far as we think. We can only go in this life the farthest as our mindset will show us. So what do you think about when you see money? Or what do you think about when the discussions about money are brought up? Do you freeze? Do you even flicker because you don't want to have a conversation about money? Because you don't feel as if you are capable enough to manage or maintain your finances? You are always looking down on yourself when it comes to money because your mindset is impoverished. How do you consider your thought towards money? Do you think that money is only set apart for the politically connected or just for the super rich? Just because you were born in a not so good background, it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to grow wealthy. You can actually change the mindset and rise above the challenges and get into that point where you think, yes, I may not be advantaged financially, but I can get myself to that point that I can grow my income levels. What do you think about when your employer pays you? Actually, your employer does not pay you enough for all your needs. You're given that money to sort yourself. How are you sorting yourself out? How do you think about your money when you go to the bank and withdraw? Do you think about tomorrow? Do you think about how you're going to save? Do you think about how you're going to invest? Or every time you get money, it's just spending? Our money will always show us how our mindset is. And truth be told, out of the 100% of the money that we have, 80% of how we are going to use that money, it's all about our mindset. 10% is our behavioral changes and our habits. And the other 10% is just our head knowledge, what we know about money. So let's look at this other 10%, that is our habits. And in this one, I've coined a small subtitle that we call the dripping tap theory. Our habits, the little habits that we do have towards money. When you think about money, when you receive money and you chop some money so that you can go and piga sherehe, when you chop some money and say, I can be able to afford this, but in real sense, you didn't budget for that amount. When you think about the dripping tap, if you leave your tap dripping little by little, at the end of the day, you might probably find your house flooding. So what are those financial habits that are causing you to be broke, that are dripping your pockets each and every other single day? Do you have subscriptions that actually don't make sense? Do you have transactions that you undergo that actually are charging you? Can you go and check your financial statement, your bank or your M-Pesa statement or your Airtel Money statement and think and see, can I be able to avoid some of these transaction costs? Because when you cumulatively add all these amounts, you get to see how much money at the end of the month you used on costs alone. I know some of us, every day, we spend almost hundreds, not even almost 1,000 on just transaction costs. Can you be able to just avoid those costs? Can you be able to save on those costs and have that money work for you in a better way? Do you have a subscription of probably Netflix? And maybe at the end of the day, you're so tired that you can even sit down to watch. Probably that's a subscription that at the end of the month, you keep on renewing and it does not help you. It does not add value to you. Do you have a subscription maybe for pay TV or whichever subscription that you're having that is actually not adding value to you? What is actually doing, it is actually bleeding money out of your pocket. So it calls upon me and you to go back again and check our financial habits and our financial lifestyle. How are we spending our money? How are we allowing our money to work for us? Am I in a financial institution that is having standing charges? Am I in a bank that is actually charging me for each and every transaction, including checking my balance? All these little drops of the tap, when we cumulatively collect them, they can be huge chunks of money that you can be actually saving. for a rainy day. So that is something else that we really need to check so that we can get out of the broke camp. The third thing is this thing about keeping up with the society norms and trying to maintain a status quo. Truth be told, if you're always trying to keep on keeping up with other people, you're never going to be strict on your journey. You're never going to stay on your lane. Remember, if you're traveling from Thika to Nairobi and someone overtakes you, you can't keep on trying to keep up with them because you don't know where they're going. You can't try to keep up on someone because you saw they bought a new car, they bought a new phone, they bought a new watch, they bought something for their spouses or their partners, and you're trying to keep up with them. You will always remain broke because each and every other decision that you'll be making, you are always trying to keep up with someone else's dream or goal. That is something else that is keeping you poor. Because as some may say that buying a plot maybe at Kamulu is something good financially, but is it good for you? Are you trying to keep up with what is correct in their situation, or you're trying to keep up with what is actually true in your situation? Try and find out, are your financial decisions heavily influenced by other people, or they are heavily influenced by your goals? Do you even have goals? Because this is something else that always keeps people broke. Not having financial goals. Having our financial journey being on autopilot. Just because things are, we are going to remain. We are called upon to take full responsibility of our financial journey. There's no way each and every month, just because we are paid, we are going to spend. Just because there is inflation, we are going to cut on some of our costs. We can actually direct our financial journey the way we want. Either there is inflation or there is no inflation. Actually, inflation is not your employer's problem. You are supposed to deal with that problem from your own pocket. So you better have an idea. You better have a concept of how you're going to work out these financial challenges. How are you setting your financial goals? Do you even have goals? Do you even have a budget? Do you even have a set out strategy? This is how I'm going to grow my financial journey. This is how I'm going to develop. This is how I'm going to get from zero, or actually from -20 to $1 million or $1 billion, or even tens of billions of dollars. You have the capability. You have the ability. You have the opportunity. The opportunities that are there right now, there are so many for you and I to improve our financial situations. So how are you strategizing your financial goals? How are you putting together your financial house? Have you built a better foundation? And a better foundation means, do you have enough savings? Do you have an emergency fund? Do you have a well thought out plan of your cash flows? Just think about it. Think about what financial goal do you have? Or anytime just money checks in, the next thing is just spending it. It's not about spending money. And even as they say, and it is actually a fact, that it is not about how much you get. It is about how much you can keep. How much are you keeping? Or each and every other time, you're just like the pipe. It is always supplying water, but it's not keeping for itself. consider the tap or the tank. Where do you want your life, your financial life to be? Are you a tap which always keeps on flowing water every time it's opened? Or are you a tank which is a reservoir for water? You can be a reservoir for the resource that is money, and that is financial independence. You can be a reservoir so that you are only channeling water when it's needed, and you have kept some for yourself. So think about your financial journey. Think about your financial goals. Think about your financial strategies. And think about your current situation. Are you really, really willing to stay broke? Are you really wishing to always be broke? To always be on mobile platforms to borrow loans or asking for handouts? Do you really want this kind of lifestyle to stay with you? For myself, I really don't like that kind of lifestyle. That's why I'm choosing to be different. That's why I'm choosing to have a different way to looking at finances. So it's a call to both you and I to check our finances, to check our financial models, and see how we are going to get out of this financial problem that is being broke. And on to our final thought about being broke. You can actually get out of that cocoon when you check your cash inflows. Yes, we do get a certain amount of money at the end of the month, or each and every other single day, depending on how, if you're running a business or if you're employed. Probably that money is not enough, and that's why you're in that situation. Maybe could you look at other opportunities to earn you more money? Maybe they are. There are so many opportunities, and I believe even myself, I'm always challenging myself each and every day to look at ways that I can earn more. It is good to save, it is good to invest, but it's also better to earn more, because as you earn more, you can invest more and you can save more. So how are you thinking about your life? How are you going to close those taps that are leaking out of your pocket? How are you going to focus on your journey, set your goals straight, and don't keep up with everyone else? And how are you going to improve your financial situation by increasing the cash inflows into your life? These are just thoughts. Now it's your time to act. It's my time to act. Let's get it done. And I believe if you start this in this second quarter of 2023, we are going to have a different song come the third quarter of 2023. So I believe in you, and let's believe on each other, because you can get it done. So see you next time. Peace.